And we are live.
Nice.
Oh, I got special music. For this week.
Perfect.
Because it was a very eventful.
It was
weekend. So we're gonna start off with some. People are gonna be like, "What?" Yes.
So many things I've got
we got to talk about love this week.
I don't know how.
Trav.
Oh my God.
Trav, soundtracks are fantastic because I've known every one of these right off rip too. And this brings joy to my heart right now.
I mean, geez.
Ever since the first moment
I thought I was kind of shocked, but you know, look.
I knew that
I'm gonna let it rock real quick. I can't cut off before you drop.
things were destined to change, cause love.
There you go. Things were destined to change.
So many people.
All right.
So many people, baby. Love.
Yes, they did. All right. So many people this weekend.
Man. Good stuff.
Welcome to Introduce the Pod. Welcome to CTE, the Chris and Travis Experience. I'm Travis.
And that makes me Chris.
And this is our experience, and you're going to experience love. Oh, you guys already experienced a whole
lot of love.
Bunch of love this weekend. It was a trip. I thought something was going on because it was crazy. Who was the first person you saw?
Chance.
Yes. Okay.
Chance
So we were right on. Yeah. So we were right on the front.
Yeah.
Chance popped up and he posted it, and I was like, "Oh shoot!"
Oh,
like,
nice! Congratulations,
nice.
Chance.
Yeah, congratulations, Chance. I liked it, and I'm like, I'll say something on the pod about it.
Exactly.
It's a nice little thing.
It was a notch on the notes.
Boom. Kept going, and next year I know Alex posted and was like, "Hey."
She said yes.
I was like,
the
whoa.
real power ring.
Right, yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. All right.
We got two. All right,
there we go. And then I thought that was going to be it.
I did
honest
too.
With you. And then I woke up the next morning. Well, I was up the next morning, and then next day, I guess. And then I think, who was it? Ryan? Was it Ryan who posted it? Or I think Alex posted a picture from Ryan that Ryan took. From Justin
and Juliana's wedding.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the live stream when they were doing their first dance together. They did a live stream. I sat there. I was at my house.
Saw the picture
because yesterday, for me, was a little love too. It was my daughter's first birthday. So we were having a couple of family moments and hanging out, and then I got the update and I seen just Point Fighter live. All right. They did a little dance.
They did a little dance.
No, it was cool. So they got married over the weekend.
Yep. Congratulations to Justin and Juliana. Yep. And then the shocker that came out of nowhere, I didn't even see this one coming.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, I've seen other people posting and stuff. I've never seen those two posts. So I never seen
once early to say I found somebody who I can whatever with.
Yeah, I didn't notice. And then bam. Chelsea Nash got engaged.
So
congratulations, Chelsea. I guess I
you gotta clap it out. You gotta clap it out for everybody.
I'm late.
You got a Cupid, bring or whatever. I don't know. I don't got a soundboard. I'm not cool like that. I can never
find this thing. Oh yeah, sound effects. Oh yeah. But congratulations to everybody on that. Oh, congratulations. Well, happy birthday to your daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alora.
Yes. So you didn't go to the. Hold on. First off. All right. Here we go. All right, people. All of you, congratulations,
everybody! Shout it out!
Yes, congratulations to everybody. I see you didn't go the M and all that. Like everybody has, like they have their first child with an M, and then they name the second child.
I don't do the same first letter. Nah, I have to stick. I mean, Malachi is an old school but a little off kilter name. It's not the regular everyday name that you're gonna hear.
I mean, it is biblical.
It is absolutely. Yes, but I did a KAI instead of the CHI. So he wanted to go by Kai. He can do that as well. I give him options.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
Go by his middle name, Elijah.
You didn't want to do something that
Eli. I can't. For me personally, Malachi Elijah. His middle name. That's what I was saying. His middle name is Elijah. So you can go by Elijah or Eli. Because kids go by their first or middle name, their last name, depending on who's around them and what they like.
Well, I think he would go Malachi more than Elijah.
I would too.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. So and then she's Alora, and then Sky.
Is her middle name Sky?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So she's Alora Skywalker.
Did you have any input in these names?
Yes, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I did. The first child, Malachi, we both liked the name Elijah, but we had too many friends. We had two friends. One Their son was 11. Her son was 11, and his name's Elijah. And then somebody who was born like a year before was Elijah. So that could be a middle name, but not a first name. And then going with that, Malachi just kind of fit in. And then, funny enough, he was his initials are MEW, and my wife wouldn't let me give him a second middle name of Optimus. So his initials would spell meow. I said, get over here, right meow, cause I'm that guy. So she said no.
Thank you.
I tried.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't allow you.
And then she picked Allura. Funny enough, most people don't really get it. It's from the movie Willow. You know the movie Willow?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you would. But it's a movie from the 80s with Val Kilmer. You know who Val Kilmer is?
Yeah, the old Batman was trash. Trash Batman.
Wasn't as bad as Clooney, but we're not going to get into that. But we're not going to get into that right now. But yeah, her name is Elora with an E, and Katie didn't like the E, so she put it to an A. And then I was like, all right, what's the middle name? She was like, Sky. I was like, cool, Elora Skywalker. So my daughter's going to be a Skywalker, right? And she was like, what do we change it to? I said, nothing. It's perfect. And so we have Malachi Elijah Walker, who's a Mew, who's a Pokemon. If people who like Pokemons, Pokemon, I know what it's called.
Okay.
I know what it's called, man. I know what it's called. I pretend to be old, sometimes. And then Allura Skywalker. So she's, I got weird kid names, but they worked out fun for me. So this, I got the third one coming. And then, so I got to find something for their name.
Well, I guess you just let everybody know already.
Well, no, it was already posted. We already posted it on the dojo page and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, I didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay.
I knew, but I was like, you just gonna let everybody. I didn't. I thought y'all was gonna take the time to wait and all that.
No. We ain't worrying about all that.
So, well, because you're about to have your third, there you go. You get your audience.
Yeah, we definitely. Today is today is the National Bald is Beautiful Day. So
is that today?
I think it is.
I'm wearing a hat right now. I did not shave this morning. I was like,
I was supposed to shave it up, but with this third one, I just definitely got to let it go.
Yeah.
But that's it. So what else we got? We got a lot. We got love.
Yeah, we got a lot of love. There was a lot of love this weekend. I think Ross and no, why am I blanking on her name now? Maddie,
yes.
Maddie. They got
a house.
They got a house.
Yeah.
So it's this love all around.
Yeah. And then there was fighting and tournaments.
Oh, so much fighting this weekend.
So many tournaments. Well,
it was a lot of
big events.
Bristol was Pan-Am, and then UFC and one had some fights this weekend.
And then Sunday they did the World American Kempo Open.
Yes,
they did that for.
How do you like the third day tournament?
I like it,
which is completely different.
Well, because it fits its own category. It allows the openness, the open tournament to come, and then the promoter gets to put on something for them and their style and what they enjoy. So something that they know and love. Master Brown does it every year. He does the China Open, which is super cool to stay and watch. If you have the time to stay and watch, you should do it because it's really good, nice to watch. And then this year for Pan-Ams, they did the Kempo, which that's cool because Kempo's a big federation.
I'm Taekwondo, so I don't know.
Yeah, no. Especially for Manny Senior, he's Ed Parker, like direct Ed Parker black belt, so that's a whole lineage, and those guys, Kempo people, like directly support each other, unless they have a beef. But for the most part, these dudes really get together.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just.
You look like you had a smile, like you was gonna make a comment.
I got. Oh, my mind goes 800.
Yeah.
Directions at once, and it's just like, all right, no. We gotta wait on that. We're gonna wait on that. All right, no. What do we want to start with as far as this weekend?
I would go through the quick highlights, like the UFC and one, because we're not gonna really talk a whole lot on those.
All right, we'll start off with the extended martial arts family of us.
Yes,
because we are sport karate. We are a sport karate podcast technically. I guess. That is mostly.
Mostly what we do.
It's what we do. So but we dabble in the rest of them. So let's.
For me, it was just the biggest thing was Joanna Jacek, the chick from Poland. Where's she from? Poland. Anyway, somewhere over there. I can't even remember right now. But she beat up the karate hottie, Michelle Watterson. That's kind of why
the karate hottie.
That's her MMA name, Michelle the karate hottie Watterson. You notice, bro? Listen, I got to show you some of this stuff. Sometimes it's hilarious, but she's good. She's very talented martial artist, like a taekwondo background, and But yeah, no, she got beat up by this Muay Thai girl. Like, oof, bad.
Yeah.
And then, really, the only other thing, Kron Gracie got beat up. You don't know who that is?
Nope. His last name is a Gracie.
And he is a Gracie.
That's bad.
He tried to stand up and bang with a dude who's known for standing and fighting, which is not really smart because you're a Gracie. You should probably try to take him down. And
you should. That is your forte. That's like me trying to do grappling.
And then Demetrius Johnson.
I did see that fight now.
Solidifies and absolutely puts the biggest foot down on his legacy. The most consecutive wins, the longest reigning UFC champion at 125, then coming over, not getting an automatic title shot by having to go through the rankings and having to go through their title contention and their Grand Prix and winning the Grand Prix and becoming the ONE FC champion as well. Man, that kind of just, I'm the baddest 125er there is.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any complaints from me to begin with, but like now it's just like, yep, you're a bad little man. At 125 pounds, not sure I want to tussle with you.
Yeah.
I can bring a crowbar. I'm down with that. But, that's a bad little dude.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's all karate for me.
Yeah. I mean, because I was impressed by watching Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Watching him fighting, how he destroyed that young dude. Because he was kind of young, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
he's an up and comer.
He's in the
mid-20s,
I think.
Yeah. But it just systematically game plan, execution, just, one-sided, just demolishment.
Well, I don't know what to tell you on that one, Chief.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so let's get to the next
the local tournament.
Oh, I saw Tony and them went down there.
Tony and Dustin Schiavonic. No, they hosted a tournament in Swanee.
Yeah. Did you walk past there? You had promotion.
No, I had youth day parade and graduation. So
I did see that. Yeah. I saw Jermon posted. He was walking in the parade, and I was like, oh, no, Joe.
Jermon rode in the van in the parade.
He didn't walk.
Nah.
All right,
Jay, we walking in the parade next year, bro.
That's Jay.
But no, it was good. He came here, and him and the other school from Roswell, they came over and we did a dual graduation and belt ranks and board breaks and cookout and all that jazz. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did y'all do a demo?
What?
Y'all did a demo?
I broke a board and McCoy broke a board. So like I tried to gain her, but Jermon kept going and moving his hand a little bit. And I thought he was moving it because I felt like, I gotta be hitting this thing. And then I could see from one of my parents' videotapes, and you could hear the dad who was recording, he moved it. But then I did like a jump spin crescent kick and broke the board. And then McCoy did a jump front kick and broke the board. So that was cool. But we did a little thing for the kids. Nothing big, nah. No forms or nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nah, man. Got to warm up and stretch for that. But yeah, Kevin won Tony Young and Dustin Schiavonic's local tournament here.
And now he's over in Austria.
He's in Austria now for the WKU. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we want to go across the pond first, or you want to just hit?
Yeah, because I honestly don't. I saw some winnings. I don't know who won. I saw like Robbie had won. I think Elijah won the overall.
Elijah won overall. Bailey got second.
Okay.
Tyreek was there. He lost in the final four
of the open weight.
Yeah,
did they do the division?
I didn't see anything about their divisions. I looked on both their pages earlier. I didn't.
So Elijah beat Bailey for the open weight overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then that's really what I saw from Bristol. Look, it was a pretty good turnout. Obviously, competitor wise, just listing those names right there is a great turnout.
I know Richie Verrett. I know open weight title this year. Elijah,
first person to do back to back at the Bristol as well. Because Jotty's won it once, Robbie won it once, but he's the first person to win.
Isn't he from over there?
Yeah, he's from England.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like Zope's never done that. Do they go there?
I don't know if they actually go to the Bristol. I know Richie and Alex Verrez were there this year because they fought tag teams and teams with Chris Aston from England as well. I saw his posts. Again, I went looking a little bit today to kind of see. Yeah. I couldn't see Bailey and Tyreek's divisions, but I just know what Tyreek posted and what Bailey posted, and then the picture with Elijah. Yeah, he's at 10. Jeez. My man is just traveling and doing it.
Yeah, well, there's an active fighter for you guys.
Listen, that's the most active fighter.
Yeah,
him and Kevin,
the young boys.
Yeah.
How old is Elijah?
He's young, 21, maybe 22.
How old? Where is the other kid from Chicago moved out there?
Ross Cook.
Yeah, where's Ross doing?
I think isn't he finishing up his like being a doctor or something? That's what I think he was going out there for.
Yeah, keep doing that. Don't be out here fighting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then Jamal just had surgery, and Leon is promoting and working, and Jack, Robbie, Ray, and me, Carlos, Trevor still.
I mean, that's another topic we need to get into about how these teams are going to reload, if they just go to the wayside. Like a lot of these teams are.
We talked about Paul Mitchell.
Yeah, we talked about Paul Mitchell.
So I mean, for me, if it's not finding new talent, I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, just
where do you go?
You age out. You age out. Where do you go?
Where are you trying to find?
Honestly, you groom them. I know what Raymond's doing right now with the two boys out in California.
Oh, he's groom. Yeah, well, that's
Powell.
That's what you're supposed to do, but everybody went the route of
pickups.
Yeah, pickups like Paul Mitchell and.
Well, I mean, you still got. I mean, like we talk about him.
Like they were just grabbing. If you won in division or whatever, it was like
pickup. Yep. Straight up. Their current roster is what? Bailey and Brandon. And their girls.
Yeah.
Isabella.
Well, Straight Up has always had a small squad.
No, when I was on the squad, we were huge.
That's that 1 or 2 years.
Those few years.
Yeah, it's like 2 years that they were like, but prior to that and after or before, it was kind of smaller. It was like a smaller squad. Well,
no, because Straight Up was huge when they were the white and with the purple and the turquoise.
Yeah, like Joey Greenhall.
When Joey and Jessica did teams.
Yeah, they were kind of big.
Team.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were a local team.
Right.
A lot of that was from Joe's school.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe gets enough credit because he put out some beasts at once.
I mean, there's certain people who have been. You can't deny how. Let's say, I guess impactful.
Yes,
certain people are, and they don't get the credit that they deserve. Like, I mean, honestly, you talk about a lot of these weapons, and just the fact that
Mr.
G-Force,
Mr.
stuff
G.
that he did, like, that's just impactful. And
the switchblade combo
changes. Yeah. It changes everything. It changes the sport.
One of the first to do instead of a round comma handle, that flat sides with the groove, so it fits in your hand and it doesn't, like when you punch it, the comma spins and faces the other way because it's not a round handle.
Yeah.
Listen. Now I got a lot of love for Mr. G.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff to advance the league, and a lot of people just know he's a personality in sport karate.
Oh, absolutely.
He's definitely a personality in sport karate. He's definitely a big personality in sport karate. You hear him. You know it's him.
You know
it's him.
I remember when I was a kid, I hated hearing that voice because I fought a bunch of the Straight Up kids. I hated hearing that voice on the other side of the ring. I just wanted to beat them up because of his voice. And then I got to know him, and he's a great guy. Like Joe's a cool dude, so like it don't matter no more. But you definitely know it's him when he starts yelling.
Yeah.
And then we got. We gonna start?
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah, let's go into the Pan-Ams.
Pan American Internationals.
It was pretty much a sweep for Taco Bell.
Pretty much. They won everything.
Yeah, there was the women's team they didn't win.
I only had one woman.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't win women's team. That was the only thing that they didn't win. Yeah, as far as fighting goes.
Right. And the 3 women that were on that squad, I like Julia, but I would have put Katie in over Julia. I know. But I think they made. They used. I think Kitana and Julia they knew they were going to be partners first, and then Katie was there or whatever happened. But no, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't have done that, especially knowing that the potential for Hope to be on that other side for Julia. Like I wouldn't have done that. But women's teams. Hope and is it the Isabella girl from Guatemala? Is that who it was? That one? Duvers. Team Duvers from Guatemala.
Hold on.
Salud. Yeah.
I think so. I can't remember honestly.
But they won everything else: men's open weight, men's lightweight, men's heavyweight, women's open weight, women's overall, men's teams.
Yeah, they won. I mean,
everything they
swept.
entered.
Yeah, they swept
Most
it
divisions.
out. And I don't think the interesting thing. I don't think anybody won 2 things.
Yeah, who won open weight?
I think it was Jeremy Francoeur.
Oh,
Jeremy Francoeur won that. Yeah.
Well, then they won teams together.
Because Zayn won
Zayn won lightweight. He beat James.
It was Jeremy. It was Jeremy Francoeur who won the open weight.
Nice. And then Cam won heavyweight.
He beat Brian.
Christian.
Huh?
I was talking about Cam.
Oh yeah, Cam won. Yeah, he won that.
Christian. And then,
Pablo won light heavyweight.
Yep.
I'm trying to think else. Who was it? The David. I think it was David who won middleweight.
Oh, David from Proper.
Yeah.
Proper had a good showing too. I got third in teams.
To be honest with you, it's clearly Dojo's year, but
yes,
it's the 2 best teams right now are Proper and Dojo. Like they're the ones who are always at every tournament. They're the ones who are consistent. They're the ones who are consistently winning.
I'm gonna have to add another name in there.
Who?
Legend. Bro, they're at every event.
Yeah.
They win seniors every time.
Yeah.
Yaskar wins whatever he does. Christian is good. Their whole team is good. And, and that's and you know how I feel about them, at least being a homegrown team.
Yeah.
Now they've implanted a couple people now, like Hope and the other girl from up there. But yeah, no, I think they're really doing it without going out and getting. They're the homegrown heroes that you're going to look for as the next moving up in the next big thing, because there, like you talked about earlier, there aren't too many free agents. You got to, poach people at the end of the year at this point, try to pick up a couple of people and see what kind of.
I guess. I mean,
unless you pick up some people you don't really know.
Who
are bright shining stars at like a regional and who's ready, or just
no. I know where you're getting at, and honestly, because I've been literally just been texting with him right back and forth, and he's messing with me about it, about who is on. I'm like, yo, dude, I have no idea who that is. And he said he thought y'all would have figured it out by now, and he's cracking up laughing that no, because he said people. I threw out the names. He said, nah, it's not them. So it's like, I was like, man, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of understand, like, all right, but I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, he could be just messing with it and just using one of the 2 people who haven't been fighting.
Right. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I don't know who.
Right. Because you know how he is. So
yeah. So
it's funny though.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm not out there like that. So I don't see who the person to pick up is for. I guess we should say it, I guess.
Because the rumor mill is already.
Yeah, the rumor mill is going around. I guess they haven't said what team it is, but the rumor mill is that Impact's picked up another competitor.
Yes.
Another female competitor.
A lady who's supposed to debut.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Look, I'm not saying I'm far removed, but I just pay attention to certain things and I watch it, but technically, I'm like, yo, I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking at the landscape of just like, yo, all right, well,
where does this piece fall into place?
Yeah, like I don't know. I haven't seen anything, or I shouldn't say anything. That just sounds completely wrong.
Right.
I hadn't saw anybody that like just stood out to me, but I'm not out there that much. So
right.
When I do see it, it's just kind of like, all right. But when I do see certain things, I do pick out the next fighter who's like, yo. Before other people see it, I'm like, yo, that person's going to do something major. Cause I just see it. Like, it's just a certain thing about it. Now, will they sustain it?
That's up to them.
That's up to them. I mean, that is one of the hardest things.
Depends on what their options are. I mean, a lot of the kids,
Yeah, I mean, it's just a difficult thing to do. Sustain being at the top of the sport, of anything you do, and being consistent at it. And a lot of people don't take that into account of certain things, man. It just is what it is. But But yeah, so did you watch? Did you see any of the fights?
Oh yeah, I watched a lot. I watched. I definitely watched all the. I watched the teams. I watched 90% of Friday night. I watched the finals for fighting. I didn't watch any forms or anything. Mm-hmm. But I saw that there was a separate fighting. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch that. Yeah. And then I watched, Katana versus Jasmine and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
James and Zayn's fight, and then Cam and Christian's fight. Like, they were good. I'm going to go ahead and get into it because it was funny to see what you can see when you're watching the live stream, how the angles push out and what you can see, especially because a lot of it was either open stance or you know what I mean, or we were at different angles and what we could see and what we couldn't. But the one thing that I could see was that the three judges were on that opposite side. So the things that we could see from the crowd standpoint and from the spectator standpoint from the live stream wasn't necessarily what could be seen at all from the three judges on the opposite side. So you're going to get a lot of times, oh, how did they not see that? Well, they were on the other side, guy. They don't have that perspective.
Well, first off, let me ask, what it was 5 judges, wasn't it?
They had to have been. Yeah. Because they couldn't have just the 3 on the one side. That'd have been absolutely impossible. I figured the other 2 were in the corners and they just kind of stayed in the corners because with 5, you're supposed to stay in your spot.
Yeah, exactly.
So there wasn't a lot of movement in the back 2 judges either.
Yeah. So, I guess we could talk about judging positions. What is the angle that you like the most as far as so like international, they have like the 2 side judges on the same side.
2 on the side and the one over there.
And then you have the angle.
Right. The 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 angle. And
it's typically the only 2 ways I typically see it.
I mean,
you can do the V, but that's just ridiculous because you negate the whole other side. So
I guess the only other way is to do it is to put 2 on the same side as one competitor.
Same side and then
because otherwise. So, what is your desired positioning? I guess
for me, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter for the 3 because I do like the angle because you cover this side and this side, and you cover this side and this side, and then I'm in the middle or whoever's in the center can kind of control and move with the group. Mm-hmm. So I do like that rather than the 2 on this side because the 2 on this side can only see here and here, and I can only see here because I don't want to get all 3 of us on one side. But in Waco, they move a lot, and they're taught and trained to move a lot to try to get the best angle you can to always spot between the 2 fighters and kind of keep your eye line in between the 2 fighters so you can see where the action and where the scoring started instead of looking at one fighter or the other or getting over the shoulder view from one side or the other.
You just said something that always triggers in my mind, and it's people who say judges cheat, and I don't subscribe to that. I do think
few and far between. There are certain instances, but for the most part, I don't think they cheat.
Well, I don't think they cheat in the sense that I want this person to win. I think they have a bias that person is going to win.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
they're kind of anticipating what that person is going to do.
They think that person is going to score. They think that person is going to win.
Well, and since it got close enough, it probably hit anyway. Yes, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to them. Yeah,
they think that because I'm used to this person doing this, and he usually hits people with that.
So, and
they just not. And as a competitor, especially being a person who is not on a team, and you walk in there, and you're fighting somebody who's on a team. Your job is to make it so clear they cannot deny it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, if you kick somebody and you tap him, like, oh, how do you not see that I touched him? No, you have to smack that person.
When I fold you in half.
Clear. Yeah, it has to be clear that I just hit this person, because you have to change the narrative when you go in there. Like, you can't just expect that it's going to be, they're going to think, oh, this person can score and this person can score. You walk in there and you don't have a uniform. They don't know your name. They never seen you. They may just think, hey, chances are you may not.
You're probably not going to be good enough to beat these guys.
To beat one of the top fighters out. Like,
right.
No, your job is to show the judges and say, hey, make sure you look at my points.
I know you saw that.
Right.
You have to
pow, and make it a statement. Some people run from other people. Like, Let me ask you this.
Okay. Ask away.
When do you like to fight the best fighter in the division that you're most the fighter that is going to give you the most?
Second fight.
Yeah,
I never get this opportunity. I always either get them last or I get them first fight. Mm-hmm. I'm never the guy in the division to get that local fighter first, whether they're great or not. I'm never the one to get that local fighter. I'm always, you and Jack are first fight. Okay.
No, I mean, okay, so let's say that.
But
when do you like to fight? I'm not going to say this, but just using Jack as a play. When do you want to fight Jack? For first and second?
Nope.
Do you want to fight him for
on the way up? I don't want to fight him for grands. Never want to fight him for grands. Mm-hmm. I'd rather fight him on the bracket on the way up, rather than for first and second. Being teammates, we never get that luxury. We always fight, we would always fight for first and second, or we'd split and fight at the overall grands. But no, because that mentality for the great fighters is always turn up at that. When it's time to shine. When it's time to turn up. Even in the matches, when to make those adjustments and when to take that out. But when you're going on stage versus that guy or that girl, depending, no, I'd rather fight Jack second, third match. I'd rather fight Raymond in the division than for overalls.
Okay.
Just my preferences. At the end of the day, I don't care.
The only preference I have is it not be the first fight. You know what I mean? I would much rather fight a local fighter first.
Yes.
Just because that local fighter, I'm going to be either I'm going to be warming up or that local fighter is going to be trying to take my head off. To the point where I have to amp up. Yeah, I have to amp up.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, I hate to admit it, but sometimes you will get caught cold. Like you just had to be like, yo.
Oh,
and it's
happened
like,
to all of us.
Who'd
you lose to today? Oh man.
It's like I was BSing. Like,
I would see what happened was.
Yeah.
I didn't fix my shin pad.
I just
didn't do it today.
I stumbled. Like I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't thinking, man.
And make no adjustments.
Yeah.
No, definitely. But yeah, as for the most part, as long as it's not the first fight, I agree with you. I mean, if I had a preference earlier on, but I want to make it to the end and I want to be the last one, so it don't really matter when I fight you.
No.
I mean,
honestly, as long as I get my warm up fight, my first fight, just to get the butterflies out, I guess.
Right. Just to get that first breath out. You know how you catch your second breath out. Like that first one, you're just trying to get it. And then once you see what's working for the day.
Once you set in that
the judges
rhythm,
are calling, and then when you get in that groove, it's like, oh yeah,
you're going. But that first fight, I mean, to me, that first fight was always. I'm like, all right, I got to fight him anyway. I've never been the person who tried to reshuffle the division.
Nah,
I've never been the person who went and told them like, oh no, we can't fight first round, like or whatever. I'm like, nah, this is the way it came now. And sooner or later, because I remember Super Grands 2002, it was me and Renee who was in that division. That was it. I mean, we were both wild card. So the first fight, me and Renee had to fight, and it was and the other ones I think it was double elimination, but I think the wild card round it was just single elimination. So I beat Renee, and then I had I had a cakewalk to the world title or whatever. So it was just like, all right, it was what it was.
Right.
But I've had people rearrange while I was there because me and that person fought, were supposed to fight first, but I was like,
I've seen a lot of that not really lately, but when I was fighting, a lot of that happened.
I actually still think it's happening now, which I don't understand the whole purpose.
How you do that?
Exactly.
How you do that in the computer?
That's why. That's one of the things that we'll just reshuffle it. Like what?
No.
Oh no, I gotta see. I've never sat back and told the ref, I got to see. I should have the bye. First thing, if I
try to give up my seed.
The first thing I used to be forced to do it. Like my uncle would be like, no. They used to try and give me the vote. Like my uncle was like, no, make him fight. No,
give it to another guy.
All right, well,
yeah, absolutely.
I got to fight.
No. But I remember trying to give up, especially for a little while there, where there was like, 3 and 4 people in the division.
Yeah,
I'd be like.
I will say when I was a junior,
probably as a kid, I want my seed.
Come on, I want to get out. I always wanted
my seed in forms though. I always took my seed in forms.
Well, yeah, y'all.
No lie.
Y'all almost have to because
back then we did because they judged the first 3 and then scored. Now that they kind of do the tally thing and they watch everybody in the division and then they call you back up and score you, that plays a little bit more fairness in there.
Man, I see people still like as a judge, I watch and I'm like, do you not remember who the first person was? You know what I mean? Like, we got 9.
Dude, it's an easy score to tally.
Yeah, but they don't remember who the first one was. I honestly think some people get lost in that.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, the first person I give they give the regular one, and then like, oh, was that person better than this
by the
person?
time you hit the 8th person, you're like, I don't remember who the second and third was. They don't remember
the first person. They just stop and they start comparing them to the recent. And I really think that I don't know how to rectify that. I honestly don't know how to look at that in the sense that, I mean, I guess you
go into the judging like the gymnastics.
Well, I mean,
it's the only way you can do it right then, right there, and tally up your scores based upon a specific criteria, specific, specifics. Your form, you throw 3 twists, you do 1 split, you do this. Your difficulty is set at this tone. Now, how well did you execute your techniques and the creativity with those things? That's added into that score, and that's how it works. As a performance, every performance art is judged that same way. Ice skating, gymnastics, rhythm gymnastics, all the things that you have to look at with an eye, with a detail, that's the way it's judged.
Let me ask you this.
Instead of just pointing.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but what if they judge them like they judge fighting? You pair the forms.
Oh, that's what WKF does. The World Karate Federation, the what's going to be in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
That they do that. It's like an 18 or 32 man bracket, and they goom.
Right.
And they wear a red belt and a white belt. That's why they don't wear black belts, because they assume everybody's at that rank, and they only wear red versus blue, and then it's either a red or it's a blue.
Right.
And they move on.
You've gotten away from the whole scoring thing.
But now, you mean to tell me
that you got to do your form 4 times?
And then they got to do 9 divisions 4 times.
Well, first off, ain't nobody tell you do 9 divisions.
Well, listen, this is the reason why I don't see that happening anytime in the near future is because how many Karens are going to come and speak to a manager and ask why my kid now has to do 82 forms in a weekend to get 7 trophies? And it's not customer friendly. Because I'll tell you, in what we do right now, it's not customer friendly. But like that Karen, switch is going to be.
Nobody told your kid to do 8 divisions.
Who's going to be the promoter to tell Karen that?
Hey, look, they're not going to stop you. We're not going to stop you from doing it. But you chose
it. So if your kid gets tired and you forfeit all the other divisions, I'm not giving you back your money. And then that's where the customer service is going to have to play into in the culture that we're in. Are we ready for that switch? Small leagues can do it. Regionally can start to do it and then build something into that. But right now, I don't think you can make that shift anytime.
First off, I love 1 point body kicks. So let's be realistic. That NASCAR's not going to do it.
I don't think
anybody else is going to be revolutionary to do it that way, because you really get out of the whole. Everybody is going for 9.99, all that other 10, subjective stuff. Like, you get rid of. You basically are just saying left side or right side. That's it. That's it. Like, that's all it is. Like, who won? That's it. Like, but yes, the competitors have to compete a little bit more. That means they have to be in shape. That means they have to do things a little bit more. I mean, but at the same time, what's going to come up, promoters won't want to do it because that'll be a loss of money, because people won't be doing different that many divisions. Now, some of those smaller divisions that nobody is really doing.
Right. Now, I was going to say, this is where you make it the traditional forms challenge, and you only select 16 people, and you select them, you ask them, you invite them in, and do it like that. You do it with open forms. You do it with like the tricking battles or whatever. Well, that's how trick battles do it. One-on-ones until tournaments. You versus you versus you. I mean, it makes it very easy.
I mean, it makes it a lot easier and understand, like, all right, now you got to do it again. Yeah.
Breakdancing
does the same thing. Let's see if you're really that good. Like, you did it good form first time, but your third time is going to suck. unless you are good.
And now I've seen your form twice already that forces you to do different things. And
or you could just do a different form. On the fly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to do a different form. It's supposed to be that way.
I mean, technically,
each round you're supposed to do different form. And again, in the WKFs, in the traditional style, that's what you're supposed to do. No, you have to.
Okay. All right,
it's I don't think you can do the same form in the division more than like twice or something. I have to look at the rules again, but probably talk to Andrew Cabalan. He knows all that. But yeah, no, I know you can't do like in tiebreakers. If you tie, you have to do a different form. Like remember, that was a rule when we were kids. You can get a
rule that you were kids. If it was tiebreak, you had to do a different form.
Yeah, you had to do a different form. You couldn't do the same form.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
so
I remember having to do that.
That would change your whole world because a lot of people do the same form with their weapon and then take it away. Like combo people do combo same form and then do this almost the same form with their open hand. That trend is slowly dying, thank goodness, but kind of the same still.
Yeah. Well, we got to in a whole nother spot.
We did because we were still on Pan-Ams.
Yeah, we were on Pan-Ams talking about all the different things. Did you see any of the? I did see the fight that stands out to me is the Brian loss in the division.
Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Oh,
yeah. He hit the guy with a jump back side kick and dropped him.
No,
like it was a good fight, but I don't know. Like we were talking about staying at the top.
Right.
I don't think Brian has had a particularly good year this year. Not by his standards.
Not from last year's standards, no.
Yeah, the last 2 years, he was either in the finals against Avery or he was winning the heavyweight grands.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember him winning a heavyweight grand recently. No. A national event. Like I've seen him win some Florida things.
Yeah.
I don't remember him winning a national event this year. I could be wrong. I just can't.
I know. None of the majors pull up into my brain. No. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, man.
I'm thinking because I'm trying to, as I'm running through them, compete.
AKAs,
Ocean States.
There was no New England Open this year, was it?
Nope.
U.S. Open. No. Who won U.S. Open?
I don't know. Remember? Oh, geez. Enrique won. Didn't Enrique win the lightweights? And then Avery won.
I don't remember.
I think Avery won, and then Elijah won, and then Elijah won open weight, and then I think that's how it went. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That was August, man, or July.
It was July.
I don't even remember what month it was.
Yeah, it was 3 months ago. Yeah. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
No. I don't know. I don't know if it's not being, or like you said, being at the top for a while and then just kind of either not really being pushed or not pushing in yourself or getting comfortable or setting on cruise control, and then oh crap, now you got to make adjustments in the off season, and then it could be a very big explosion out first or second event next year. But,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like we were talking before about fighting down to competition or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's and people are It's different being the hunter versus the hunted.
Yes, and I do think that as much as Brian is growing in his fight, it's still kind of the same. You know what I mean? It's still, and when you're at the top and you don't kind of switch it up a little bit, or you're not that dominant leg over everybody like Zolt was or Roman is. You don't have that dominant whatever it is, blitz or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to evolve and change up something. And if you don't, people catch on to you.
Yeah. Well, maybe people have caught on something. I don't know. There's something going on, but.
Right.
But yeah. So, because David, is it David or David?
David.
David, he won that division, and then he lost to.
Was that Christian, right?
Yeah.
Christian Rivas.
I don't know. I didn't know if it was Christian or from Oscar. I don't know who was
it. Oscar?
No. I don't know. Oh. I think it was Oscar, but I'm not sure.
Oh, then that was Oscar versus Cam in the finals.
I think. Huh. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't really tell.
I didn't really hear any of the announcements.
I was listening. I couldn't hear the person they called up, but I heard. So I think I heard somebody say Oscar. They were cheering for him. So I thought it was him, but I don't know. Yeah, so it was what it was. But James Poore made a return.
Yeah,
he fought.
Yes, he did. Knew that was coming.
He lost to Zayn for the lightweight grand.
Yep, by 2. I hate that by 2 rule, man.
Do you?
God, I hate that rule.
It drags it out.
It's just another way to add drama, but you don't do it for the divisions. You don't do it for teams. Do they do it for teams now? No, they don't do it for teams. You win by 1. So you do it for nothing other than the last fight of the day. So you can make it longer, so you can make it more drawn out. But you don't do it for anything else. No other sport where there's a clock that stops do you give extra points. No other sport when that happens. If you're winning by 1 at the end of time, I don't care if it's basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, it doesn't matter what it is. At the end of time, when time is called, you're winning by 1.
No time. Yeah, if it's time in it, yeah.
When you end the time, in which the sport karate, there's a timer. When you end the time, if you're winning by 1, you win by 1. I was always taught my whole life, how many points you got to win by? 1. Now I got to change what I've learned my whole life. No. I got to win by 1 for everything except for the last fight, which is different. Why is the last thing different? Make that an open weight thing. Make that
honestly. I don't understand.
It just makes no sense to me.
There's a lot of
and I think Zayn was up by 1 anyway, so I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the fight. So that doesn't bother me. You just
don't like it.
It's just one of them things, man. It irks me.
Yeah.
2-point body kicks and win by 2. Like, it just irks me, man.
I can see that it irks you, that it bothers you to your core.
But yeah, because it was good, man. It was good. Katana slap, though. I mean, I'm excited for Diamonds now.
Diamonds shining bright like a diamond.
They are forever. I go Diamonds are forever.
Yeah, the rock. So I did see a post. I was going to ask you about it. And
do tell.
Who was it? Oh man, I can't think of who said it. I think it's Osborne. Mm-hmm. And he said something was on TV. He said, how come karate's not on TV?
Yeah. We can't even get a 2 a.m. spot for one tournament. Yeah. I saw that. It was I want to say it was like cornhole or it was something silly like that. But cup stacking and whatever. It was
something, but I was just like,
find it.
I was sitting there thinking like, because it doesn't, how do we put this? The promoter's only thinking about the promoter and their event. Right. So the U.S. Open is thinking about the U.S. Open. How can they make the U.S. Open better? It's not necessarily thinking about how they can make all of the sport karate. They want to make sure that their tournament is looked at as being the best tournament.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like the Diamonds is looked at. They want to look at being the best tournament.
Diamond, yeah. Everybody, it's league, but it's all inner fighting for the
So who's the best?
Inner working for who's the best tournament, who's the biggest tournament, who had the most numbers, who had the best.
Thinking that if all of the tournaments are equal and are as great, was it a rising tide lifts all ships?
Oh, yep.
You know what I mean? Like they don't think that way.
They don't.
They never have. Like they've always competed. Like come to the Battle of Atlanta. It's the best tournament out. And it's like
voted best tournament. Like
like they don't think that way. So
axe throwing.
Yeah, okay. Axe throwing. Okay.
Dude with a t-shirt and no socks is on. And we get sport karate at 2 a.m. Man, we gotta fix this thing. Agreed. But that's a clear-cut winner. It's cut, dry, easy to watch. I don't have to do a lot of thinking. I don't gotta be super invested in a lot of that stuff. It's just, hey, look at this guy. These two guys throwing the cornhole. I do that.
You know, there was a conversation a while ago with my uncle and Julie from Paul Mitchell.
Okay.
And the conversation was, how do Paul Mitchell pick which tournaments they're going to sponsor?
Okay.
And it was based
I'm interested in this.
It was based, well, actually, it wasn't even about which tournament. it was about what sports they sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Right. And it was all about exposure. The notice that that Paul Mitchell is actually at, they were at Ocean State because of
obviously Ocean State
for Don.
Did they do U.S. Open again? Where they always set up the whole thing.
Do you know why?
You know how many people that they get to touch? Do you know how many families that they get to see? And they do all that stuff for free. They do the little hair braiding and the blow drying and all that stuff. And how many of those sport karate people are now going to go turn around and buy John Paul Mitchell hair products?
Exactly.
Oh, I get it.
And so it's more so. Why would a sponsor
get something? Why would you sponsor something without being able to see your ROI?
And a lot of the times, the only reason why they do that, as opposed to why wouldn't they sponsor the whole league? If they're going to 3 of the tournaments, why aren't they sponsoring the whole league? It's because of TV. The TV is not on. I mean, we are not technically on TV, so Paul Mitchell doesn't look at it as being the maximum exposure.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
But they will sponsor the heck out of surfing or some of these other things.
They do. Anything that's on TV.
Yeah, those things will get television time, whatever channel it is. So then the question becomes, what can a sponsor get out of our sport? Because the first things the TV wants is they want people to watch it. And if people are watching it, that means they can charge for advertisers. And that means that puts money in their pocket. Oh, number one. Number two, can you literally sit and watch a nighttime finals from your house and be invested in it?
No.
I mean, to be honest with you.
No.
There's no way in the world.
No. They're too long. They're too drawn out. Everybody got to shake everybody's hands and kiss everybody's babies and let somebody know that we appreciate you in the middle of the show. No.
And we are people who are.
And I love this sport. I love this sport, and I don't want to watch it.
Sit and watch ESPN3 or whatever channel it is.
I haven't watched any
and watch the U.S. Open.
I haven't watched any. I haven't watched the U.S. Open in like 2 or 3 years.
I ever watched it was because Avery and Morgan were fighting.
Oh, okay.
That was it. I was like, I didn't care about watching anybody else.
I'll tell you, the only time I watched it, I was at work at I worked at Applebee's. I was a cook in the back. In the daytime, it was like noon or something. We were just starting our shift, and I hear, "Oh my God, that's Chris."
And then you turn around like, "Oh, I'm on TV."
And then they were like, "Yo, you got to get out here. You're on TV." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they come out and they're like, "You're doing karate with Ryan Wells." We were doing team forms. I did that, and then I did. I made it to stage that night on I beat John Sue for forms. So I was like, I had to make it on the stage, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Cool. Oh yeah, gotta go back and cook food." And that was about it. Like I saw myself, and then when it comes on, and I'm like flipping through the channels, and I see it, I'll be like, "Oh, let me watch," and I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't like the commentary. I don't like I just don't like it. It doesn't look well.
To be honest with you, it's not that interesting to watch.
I'd rather watch competition cheerleading. Bro, and I've sat there and watched competition cheerleading.
I'm not gonna say that, but
bro, watch them. They be throwing each other up, doing all kinds of flips. It's
but
more
you used to be a cheerleader.
But
I'm not watching it, but no. But I mean, but it's I mean, to be honest with you, will we support it if it's on TV? You know what I mean? Like, are we watching to watch ourselves? And if you remember, when we started downloading and Sport Martial Arts started downloading, and everybody was watching stuff, I started to notice that kid forums were getting the most downloads, the most views, the most watches, all of that stuff. And I had to like, yo, why are people watching a 12-year-old whoever do forms?
And I'm
like,
you?
I know why. It's because they watch it themselves and they share it to their friends and their parents and stuff like that. And they're watching.
The aunt shares it, and then that's
who's watching it and downloading and looking at it, stuff like that. But nobody's looking at the adults.
No, because they have no vested interest. They don't know them. There's not an interaction. There's not an icon there's nowhere to look up to and nothing. You know, we've had this conversation many a times before where there's nothing for kids. There's nowhere else to go. Well, you make $1,000 if you win, but
like you
said, or
you
can go into movies, or you can go off into.
But like you said, Karen complains.
Oh, I already know why.
She her child should be on stage.
Why do you think there are underbelts at times? They pull up one or two of the underbelts. Thank God they don't do the whole division. Some do on like a Friday night or something, but or at the 5 o'clock night show, the pre-night show. Some do, like the Battle used to do that. But
that right there is your reason why we can't be on TV.
I know why, because little Johnny has already seen the mountaintop.
Well, the fact of the matter. Well, but the fact of the matter is, as a competitor or whatever the case may be, I don't want to watch a 12-year-old do forms.
Nope.
So I'm not going to be sitting here watching the 13, 14, 13 to 15, whatever it is, 13 and under forms grand. I don't care about that. Like I don't. That doesn't interest me at all.
Now, is that because in the teams and the things that you've been on, there's never been the juniors to be invested in that, or is that just you don't care at all?
Like I would watch the 13 and under. I wouldn't, honestly. I don't want to watch kids compete
on a nighttime show.
I don't want to see it
at all, or at nighttime shows.
I don't want to see it, and I'm being completely honest. I don't want to see it because they aren't the best. I don't watch high school basketball. I don't watch high school football.
Do you watch college?
Doggone show. Don't watch middle school basketball on TV. I don't do that. I don't watch that.
You don't watch the Little League World Series on TV?
No.
Me neither.
I don't watch it.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Like, I don't care.
But you look for the pinnacle of each sport, and you want to be
I would much rather watch it. Now, as far as college,
right.
do I watch entertain college? Yes, because I look at the college
to see where as a stepping stone. Where
now, if you're saying the 15 to 17, I will probably pay attention. I pay attention to the 15 to 17 at tournaments, and I'll watch them. Because I'm like, okay, those.
You're
because
approaching,
to be honest with
you're approaching the next.
Yes, you're going to be the next people who come into our sport. Number one, number two. If you are competing and doing stuff at our sport at 15 to 17, you're not running around chasing after the opposite sex or same sex, whatever it is.
Chasing stuff.
Chasing other things. Yeah, you're running around there.
Don't do that.
Well, I'm just saying, like nowadays, I can't say just.
No, I was just saying. I know. That's why I was like, don't throw that. You just say, chasing other things.
Yeah. Yes, if you're not playing like sports or doing other activities, trying to get into college or doing extracurricular activities, and you've chosen to be competing at our sport where there literally is no real professionals, or it's not going to help you get into college. It's not going to do any of these other things. That means that you are vested and you're probably going to be the next people who will compete at the adult level.
Correct.
And compete a lot at the adult level, that you've chosen this path. So I will pay attention to them in forms. I'll pay attention to them on weapons. I'll pay attention to them. That to me is like college. That to me is like the college ranks in our sport. I don't care about the 12 and 13 year olds. I don't care about the 9-year-olds. I don't care about the underbelts. It's like, okay,
because you're a competitor and you want to watch competition.
I want to see who's going to be at the highest level. Who's going to push our sport forward. Chances are the 9-year-old won't even compete when they get to an adult. There's a good chance they won't compete by the time they picked up a basketball or football or tennis or golf or fencing or whatever, and they're focused on school and doing science projects or whatever the case may be. They're not competing.
I think I'm putting my kid in fencing though. Yeah. That's you said fencing. I was like, no, I like fencing. We got a dope school here. But go ahead.
But no, to me, so why would a person who's not in our sport want to watch a 12-year-old do forms?
Well,
unless they are like ridiculously. Like,
I was gonna say it's one of those things where you got to look at what's on TV. You watch America's Got Talent. You watch all them little kid dance act. You don't, but millions of people.
Usually those people have those kids, but there's also the others.
Well, I get it, but people watch them. People are entertained until a certain level. Then they want to see the cream of the crop rise. But how long will they watch that? They'll watch that for a good amount of time because they'll push those acts through. The kid singers, the kid whatever. I mean, they're going to be good, but they're still interested in that because, man, I want to see back like when we used to go back and watch. When we were kids, it was Star Search.
Yes,
and then Star Search, like you can look at the who's who when we were older in high school. All those people were on Star Search
and lost.
Most of them lost, but all of them were there. So we knew and we saw and we were most of
Actually,
people.
You have to be reminded. Come on.
We did.
You have to be reminded they were on Star.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were actually on Star Search.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, at the same time, you don't remember those people.
No.
You're not going to remember.
Not until they show up as the
think about
stars.
how many kids that were on there that you don't know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't. I mean, you bring up a valid point about, wanting to watch kids sing and stuff like that.
Adults are entertained by the talent when it's a talent of youngsters, and to see what else they can do when they can, especially in a short span. Again, that's why.
And it's an hour show, and that's not a 3 hour show.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You got everything compressed and compact.
Right.
So I get to see a little bit of variety. I have variety of TV shows. Yeah. So you get to see a little bit of variety, a little age, little form, little flip, little weapon, little fighting. You get to see that in there. So it can work. I just think we got to condense the schedule down and make it cut and dry.
But where's the story? There is no story.
Yeah, I never lied. But where's the story again? Putting that back on in the double-edged sword. Where's the story in the axe throwing? Where's the story in the lumberjack competitions? Where's the story in the cup building?
The thing is,
the spelling bee.
Those people are supporting them. They are right now. They're showing the axe throwing, right? Mm-hmm. They won't show. That's because all of a sudden this new craze of axe throwing has popped up all over the place. Yeah. Just like MMA, just like I remember seeing the lumberjacks. They were cutting down.
Bro, I used to love watching the lumberjack dudes,
but they're not on anymore. I don't even see the fishing shows anymore.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Like they got their own channel now. They got the outdoors channel now, and that
builds into something else. When you really think about it, like. Honestly, what is the purpose of, be honest with you, what is the value of TV? Of us being on TV, what is the true value?
Short term, not much.
I'm trying to think long term. What is the value of us putting our sport on TV?
I guess it's trying to get recognition, competing with the other sports, opening up doors to getting more kids in karate schools, but that's what all the karate movies and all that stuff was supposed to do. Yes, that's what it did. Karate Kid and yeah. So we're looking for, honestly, at the end of the day, we're as a.
So once again, we want to pull it back to the point where, if you're saying that coming in, that a goal of it is to get it on TV, so people coming to the karate school, that means that they have something to shoot for,
right?
Some kind of a goal,
right?
What is a 3 hour show?
Oh, we've already said it can't be 3.
Yeah, it can't be 3.
It has to be cut and condensed. It has to be an hour long. It's got to be 2 people or 3 people, boom, boom, boom. And you got to see who's the best out of the 3 people in 2 categories, top 2 people in forms, top 2 people in weapons, top 2 people, whatever, have 1 bladed and 1 non-bladed weapon, have, 1, musical form, 1 extreme form, have all 3 traditional. And I guess you got 4 now. At this
point, is there even a purpose to the creative division?
Creative?
Yeah.
No. I mean, honestly, it's supposed to be about creative karate. And you're supposed to see karate in that. Side kicks, round kicks, hook kicks. You're supposed to see karate, not just the same moves without flips.
Or the same moves without your weapon.
Well, yeah. Again, we're getting away from, we're getting a little bit better than that, because the chucks, the way that they're doing the chucks and the way that they're doing the manipulations and tricks with the commas, you can't in a form, you know what I mean? And some of the forms,
just pause.
But you know what I'm seeing in the forms? I'm seeing a lot more moving into that movie style fight scene forms. You're seeing a lot of grab and jump knees, uppercuts, elbows, like throws. You're seeing more of that fight scene.
It only took 20 years.
Well, for some people, because some of us, Jeff, me, some of the other like older heads, Butch, Totally Asali, even before us, we did that like as we did it. I always, and No, son. I always every time I did I'm guilty of the tumble pass, the round off flash kick to the corner. Everybody in my era was, but I always did like a double kick and a blitz or a reverse blitz and a ridge hand. And I always did something. I would call out fighters, boom, point, and then go back into my form. So I would always do something out of the norm to try to do something a little different. I always threw uppercuts and headbutts and different little things in my forms because I wanted to make it like it was a real fight, but I could also do other things. I could do some of the flips that y'all do. I can't do all of them, but I can do some of them flips that you, but can you do this? Boom. Can you do this? Boom. Can you show this? Boom. Do you have a good stance? Boom. Those are always my things because I had to be different. Like Jeff had to be different. Jeff didn't have the big tricks, but that fool got a leg.
Yes.
And he got creativity and he's strong and intense. So, where Valera versus, Chat. But
but my point is like, if
what
we don't
get us,
what's going to be there, and if it doesn't interest us, then
I don't know, to be honest with you.
We actually had people who competed and have nothing to do with our sport anymore.
Ton of people,
a lot of people,
and they are still in the industry.
I have schools that don't even want their students to go there. Tournament.
Goats.
Yes, it's like, wow. So if we can't get our own people,
what turned them off? I always said that, you know what I mean? The legends, we talk about legends don't, the way we fought and this and that and this and that. Well, most of you guys, because there are some who are still active, most of you guys just when you were done walked away and did your school thing and didn't help stay and make those changes that you wanted now that you're on a new platform, now that you're not competing anymore, now that you're running circuits. Some people stayed.
Yeah.
Some people opened leagues and started leagues and were presidents of places in different areas and different regions and tried to make those influences that way.
And some people got schools and got
money and don't even go to compete. They do inter-school tournaments
and don't even talk about their deals. That let people know that they have a history in sport karate. Don't even talk about it.
Oh no, yeah,
completely removed from it.
Yep.
So if we can't get our own people to support and watch,
how are we gonna ever get
what is the value of them putting us on television?
Again, I don't really see one.
And what is the value? To be honest with you, I don't. With the internet so big, I don't understand what the big fascination is with being on television. I really don't get it.
What you do is you shove it into the new social media outlets and get it to go viral.
Try to.
The highlight, but people are only fascinated for so long.
But people only want to watch themselves. A lot of times, people only want to watch themselves, man. I watched that when I remember,
and they only want to watch the wins. But
oh yeah, they definitely only want to watch the win. I used to get mad though because it was almost like they always put up all of my losses. Like
those are the only fights y'all saw.
Yeah, like
I won like
Google
8
my
fights.
name and they'd be like, "Yo, it's me versus Ross," and this is a tournament I lost at Ross. I'm like, wait. The tournament before y'all didn't put. It'd be sometimes we fought twice at the same tournament, and they only put
one, lost one. They only put that. That's it. Wait.
What? Like,
I've been in that situation a few times.
Yeah, and that one and then my Raymond fights will always pop up first, and it's like, yo, all right, man, come on, like you're not gonna put up any of my other fights, like any of the other people I beat, like you're not gonna put my Trevor fights up. Okay, all right, whatever, man. Like you're not gonna put my Jason. Okay, all right, man. Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is, man. Look, just got me out here getting spanked all the time. And
make me look like I'm scrubbed.
Fighting some burger and that's it. And like, all right, man, it is what it is.
Who are you fighting in the crisscross gi?
Exactly.
I don't know.
That you knocked out. Like, I don't know, man. Actually, I do know his name. Good guy.
Good guy. Nice guy.
Nice guy. I kind of felt bad after that.
So, back, kind of swinging it back around, back at the Pan-Ams. Did you see the Taco Bell influence with the uniforms and the gear, and they did their seminar. Did you see their seminar? Like they did the live stream for a little bit of the seminar, doing different things. I didn't watch the whole seminar.
I looked at it and just like, oh, okay, you're doing a seminar, and
So we're gonna get back on it because it's still a major sponsor. What do you think are the moves for them into keeping, building, and growing for their sponsor? Because we're talking about what can sponsors get out of it. What kind of he's swatting away my idea, bro?
Nah. What can the sponsor get out of this?
Yeah, well, I mean, as other than like their own personal, because we know it's a personal relationship, and you have personal relationships, and I think the idea is a little bit past just the team. The team is a good start off point, but building and growing into future franchises and teaming up and partnering in those things. But there has to be an elite level. There has to be something that attracts the talent to allow the explosion of the schools.
Yeah.
So is that more along those lines? I mean, think about you can go get kids, just the general, you get the team to go do a demo at an event that they're hosting at a grand opening or whatever, local to you. And, you pick up kids and do all that stuff, host, the family nights and all that stuff. And I mean, there are,
there are things that they can do
and stuff that can happen from that. But
to be honest with you, it depends on how much, I guess, leeway and influence and what the contract says.
Yeah.
I mean, with that, not only do you have to do things that will be innovative and creative, but you are now there are things that you can't do anymore.
Yes.
There's certain things that you like. The one of the interesting things is like, if I'm a competitor, right, and they have an event, it's a Taco Bell event, and they have to pay me with a check, the history behind that suggests that I'm not going to be too happy because there's been some certain people. But the fact that it is Taco Bell who's funding the money, I may feel a little bit more safe with that. But at the same time, let's be honest, certain benefits of paying in cash is avoiding Uncle Sam,
of course,
and so now you can't do that, and now you're counting all kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, that's
so it's a lot more responsibilities, and to be honest with you, certain things that you can and certain things you can't do. With I'm interested in seeing the impact with Juventex. Because if they have to use Juventex, if they do an event, I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying if they do an event.
Well, Jim's doing an event.
Yes. So is that part of
ProMac? No, it's a ProMac event that they're doing. I have not seen any cross promotions or help sponsored by.
Right.
I haven't seen any of that. I just see North Georgia Open, and it's a ProMac event, and they're doing that right now.
So I mean,
if it segues into that, I don't know yet.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, it's still wide open. I mean, there's endless possibilities that could happen from it. What will happen from it? It depends on what Josh wants out of it. Like Josh is a big idea guy.
Yes.
So I can't see him just doing it and just to sponsor a team. Something else is coming down the pipe. What's going to happen? I don't know. I'm not on the inside like some people, but I don't know where.
I ride on the outskirts, man.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. But certain things that I don't know where he's going to go with it. I mean, honestly, he's made some moves the past couple years that I just kind of look at him playing chess, and he's putting pieces in the right place.
Absolutely.
And I'm watching to see if I understand the moves he's making. This one, I think, like we've talked about it, I don't think it was a planned move. And then once the opportunity was there, it was like,
right.
Yo,
definitely.
All right, let me change certain things and try and see what I can do to make the best out of this situation. Not saying it's a bad situation, but
no.
Looking at the opportunities that this was going to provide, it cannot have changed his original plans. It might have sped certain things up. It might have put other things on hold. It might have, there is as long as he has help to do what he needs to do, which I think he does, then because that's one of the things he does a lot. He gets a lot of help. So
listen, I keep saying it, he's done everything right.
Yeah,
so far.
I don't know. I mean, as far as to be honest with you, I don't know if it. The question is, all right. So Paul Mitchell,
yes,
is the roots are in the New England. I mean, not New England Open, but Ocean State, right?
Yeah.
And they looked around. And they said U.S. Open, of course. Let's put some money into that. And they said Battle of Atlanta, sponsor that. That's it. I don't think they sponsor the Diamonds or compete.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's
like that. No.
Those 3 events benefit from the sponsorship
from a team,
/
team
corporate
promoter. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So now I look at Taco Bell, and I'm going to jump off the limb here and say Pan-Am is going to be like the central hub, like Ocean State is. Now, where they decide to go with this, how can you not be a sponsor at the U.S. Open? I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility. But then there's the battle where Josh is. To be honest with you, I'm curious if he's going to buy the battle. I don't know if it's going to happen. I've heard rumors that Greg Roof wants to sell it. So I'm just throwing looking at team. I'm looking at that Josh's here. So I'm just looking as like, that makes sense. I'm just saying, you're blowing my mind. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just looking at tea leaves. Like, that makes sense. It makes sense for that to happen if that is true, that Greg Ruth wants to sell it. It makes sense. Josh is here. It makes sense that he buys the battle. Now, he might just have something that is completely separate from it. I don't know.
Man.
But then there's so then it's like, okay, so what's left? What else can they? I mean, there is the U.S. Open. I mean, that's 3 tournaments that look very similar to what's already there. There are other tournaments that could benefit from it, but I don't think
that you have to have a relationship with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
unless you're gonna build like a regional thing and start like a small league,
which is which is definitely possible,
and do different things as in like WSKF and pushing and pulling and working, because obviously the one is kind of crumbling. So I mean there are still some good tournaments that through that league.
Yeah.
So those tournaments, and then the ones who are kind of on the outskirts, somebody like a Joe Greenhall who didn't do a New England Open.
You know what I can see?
Why did he not do a New England Open? I see his personal Facebook and some of the rants that he goes on a little bit sometimes, and it might be an independent kind of joint, like what, non-sanctioned or
that I think would be a smart and good investment and very versatile. Mm-hmm. Kumite.
Buddy, I love Kumite. That would be a great tournament.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the whole weightlifting, bodybuilding,
the whole atmosphere, the classic.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that can go into that. That would be a good investment.
That's a good tournament too.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of the other tournaments. I don't see compete.
Nope.
I don't see that.
It's just too far out there.
Well, just not even that. I've heard too many stories.
Fair enough.
No.
You know
what I mean? Like, I just heard stuff like, it's like, there needs to be, never mind.
There's really nothing else out in the West,
unless,
is there?
No. I
know they tried to do that San Diego Open for a little while, and I don't know, the AKA had something.
You know what would be an interesting?
Vegas.
Well, yes. But an interesting one would be the stuff that I can't remember the name of the league. It is the league.
From the Bay Area.
Yeah. I mean, because they do things.
Sean Dumlau and Tony Cattengale, I believe. Yeah,
they do stuff out there that is very, I'm not going to say cutting edge, but
unique, different
from dope. What is different from what is being done in NASCA and in the other ones. Some of the things that they've adopted is, you can see it's more of a younger influence in some of the things that like Sean, like, they kind of push. And I look at it and just kind of like, all right, this kind of interesting. But as far as
that area has kind of always done that though. Right. The Bay has kind of always been their own thing, and they do.
That's their mentality out there.
I mean, they were doing set matches like back in the day, set matches and hyping them. Like Tony Cattengale's, his whole the Shark City Nationals was built around set fights.
Yeah.
Had some dope fights.
I actually never went to Shark City.
I went
there. Yeah, I never
twice.
went there. But yeah, so I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it benefits. I mean, I could see certain tournaments being positioned as sponsored, and then
right,
and then Josh looking at it and say, all right, I want bigger. I position these tournaments to be my anchors, and then building other things and competes nationally or internationally or whatever the case may be, and growing it that way. It's up to him. I mean, I don't know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think it's going to probably go a little bit of a different route, not quite as far into the competition world, but but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I think it's going to be something good. I do see that Miami being the Pan-Ams being the major hub.
Yep.
A lot of the, I think they're based out of right around Miami, the corporation, the corporate office and everything. I think that's right all around there. So, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's obviously an easy go at it.
It's easy.
Yeah. Obviously being a coach of the team.
Power, baby.
Power. I like Alex. It's weird. I have roller coasters with Alex because being from Florida, there's ups and downs. You love him sometimes. You can't stand him sometimes. But technically,
I'm pretty consistent with hating him. Pretty consistent with mine.
Nah, man. You don't like Alex? I like Alex.
No. I like Alex. I'm talking about roller coasters.
Oh. Fool, I'm not talking about roller coasters. I said this.
He's like roller coasters. I'm like, yo, no, I pretty much hate.
Nah, fool. Nah, Alex. Yeah, Alex is a good dude.
Oh, you talking about emotional roller coasters?
Yeah, you know how he is sometimes.
Yeah.
No, man.
I don't talk to people. I know I've had conversations with Alex. Alex is cool with me. I've never had a problem with Alex. It's just hey, that's Alex. Hey, how you doing, Alex? And I leave it alone. It is what it is.
Y'all are just this kind of recluse. I am. That's the whole group. That's y'all's whole group.
We are.
I know y'all just it's us. You talked about it last week. I'm like, I don't gotta go to see y'all. I gotta go over there work with y'all. Come right here.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up?
What's up, man?
that's about it. What's up?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is out there in these streets. These martial arts streets. Let's tell me what time we at. Oh, we got 1:21.
1:21.
All right.
But yeah. So it'll be now setting up for diamonds. See how that was going to work.
Yeah,
out.
That's going to be interesting. Are you? Oh wait. Okay. So are you going to any tournaments coming up?
I'm trying to go to diamonds, but
if you go to diamonds, I was like, if you go to diamonds, I know Alex. I know Alex is because Alex is thinking about doing some videos up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about doing some videos up there, and I think Jeff wants to do some videos somewhere. I think this weekend actually.
Okay.
I can't remember where he was going.
What's the 19th? What's this weekend? I know there's something that I was gonna try to go see and do, but I can't. I got a black belt test this weekend.
Let me see if I can see. It's Kate. It's KTOC. Is that this weekend?
Nah, I don't think it was K-Top.
I don't know what's this weekend, man.
I don't know. Oh man,
what?
That's sad. I just put Greg White.
Yeah.
Sending out condolences to Greg White. He just posted that he lost his mom today, just 5 hours ago. So I was Greg. I'm gonna call you later, man.
Yeah.
Damn. I was trying to look up and see something happy.
Hey.
What was going on?
Okay, yeah, no, it's not until November 17th. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I don't know, but yeah. So is there anything going on this weekend?
No, there's probably something.
Hopefully, I already know what I'm gonna be dealing with this next couple of weeks. Stupid car.
But what's going on with the car?
It didn't start today.
Oh no!
This morning,
battery. Something easy as a battery, or all right, so let me dig into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig into it real quick. So basically, what happened was this: June of last year, I was in Detroit, right, and I was leaving a restaurant, and they valeted, and I saw my headlight was out.
Okay,
like, what the heck? It's like, all right, fine, I'll take care of it when I drive back. So I drove back down here, and had them look at it, and they was like, "Oh yeah," because I was going to change the headlight, right?
Okay.
And Nissan's, it's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Yes, I know.
I was like, nah.
Oh, I know this.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm good. So I took it to the dealership and they were like, okay, yeah, we changed the headlight. Boom. Cool. I drive maybe 2 months and the headlight goes out again. I take it back and I'm like, yo, the headlight out. And they were like, oh, no, we did the other headlight. I was like, that's BS.
Nah, buddy.
And then so I had to pay for that. So I was like, all right, fine. It's like $100 and something. So I was like, all right, fine. Change the doggone headlight. Ain't that some stupid? Anyway, so I'm driving, and then like that was like in December of last year, right? That was the second time I had postponed it. Was driving around with one headlight, whatever. and I was like, man, well, I got to drive to DC because it was crazy. That's when I drove up to Detroit it was a whole story. But I had to drive to Detroit in December, then drive over to DC, and then came back down here.
Driving.
For Christmas and New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
So I was all over the place, right? And so when I was in DC, I was like, let me just go to the dealership and get my headlight changed, blah, blah, blah. I go in, because actually my car had shut off when I was in Detroit. It just shut off. I was like, what the hell? So then I took it. So when I was in DC, I was like, all right, let me just take this in and get it straight so I don't be messed up. I took it in and they were like, yo, we think it's your alternator. I was like, it was like, so, but you still under warranty. So when you take it back, when you get back, they fix the headlight. And it's like, when you take it back, you'll be all right. I was like, all right, cool. So they didn't even charge me. So I head down there and I took it back to the dealership and they were like, oh yeah, one of the connectors were loose. So we had to we just got to do this connector. I was like, I think it's a little bit worse than that.
No, I don't think
they were
it's
like,
the same connector.
No. So I was like, all right, fine. So then it goes out again, a different headlight. I mean, like it's starting to alternate which headlight goes out at this point. So I take it in again. This is probably like June or July. And I was like, yo, I'm tired of having to come up here.
Right. And
I start going off on the people. Like, yo, I keep having to come back here. I'm not paying for nothing, but y'all gonna have to fix this because this doesn't make any sense. And so they looked at it and it was like, all right, oh yeah, one of the fuses burnt out. We just gonna change it for you. Don't worry about it. All right, fine. I'm like, this don't make any sense. Maybe 2 months ago. No, actually probably like 3 weeks ago. I'm driving in the morning and then all of a sudden my radio just freaks out and like looks like Transformers language or something like on it. Like it don't make any sense. Like it's just like squares and dots.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
Computers.
Yeah. And my headlight was out again. So I drove up there like, yo.
Look,
like there's
Transformers is messing with my car.
Right. I was like, look, I was in DC. They told me it was the alternator, blah, blah. They was like, it's going to take about 3 hours to run a diagnostic and all this other stuff. Like, yo, look, man. He was like, we can just fix the headlight right now and you come back another time. It's like, all right, fine. So I got, because I think that we could change the radio out because the radio's under warranty and it'd be free, da-da-da. And I was like, man, just do what you got to do. Let me get the heck out of here. They fix it. This morning, it just don't turn on. I was like, what in the world? So I was about to get it like towed
over there.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, let me call, because I had like CarMax Care Plus. I talked to them and they were like, well, you can go to one of our repair shops. So I was tired of going to the dealership. I was like, all right. So I was like, well, let me go downstairs and check before I call this tow truck. So I go downstairs and I just hold the button and it turns on. Like it finally turns over. It turned over and I was like, all right, fine. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll just drive. I called the guy and I made an appointment for Tuesday morning. And dude called me back. He was like, basically, he was like, what's really going on? So I told him the story and he's like, yeah, it sounded like it could be a lot of different things. He was like, if it was the alternator, we could just change that. But we don't know what's going on. So he's like, you probably need to go to the dealership.
Yeah.
I was like, doggone it. So then I went to another dealership.
I was say, try a different one.
Went to another dealership today. And guess what? They were like, yeah, it's going to be $150 an hour just to run the diagnostics on it. And I was like, wait, what?
I'm on a warranty.
Yeah, he was like, you're probably better off if you had just went because we don't need we need to know the whole history, this, that. He started making all this stuff up. Basically, he didn't want
to deal with it.
He didn't want to deal with it. So I was mad at this point. Like, no, he's like, man, you probably just better off just going back to over there. So I don't know if they have like some kind of deal of not poaching people or something. I don't know what it is. But it's pissing me off to the point where I'm just like, yo, fam, I just want
And it might want to be juggling you around to the end of your warranty.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like all of this crap is really just like, he's like, I've never had anybody to change an alternator on a 2014. I'm like, yeah, so what? Like, he's like, but you could be the first. I'm like, yeah, I could be. But but
I'm not paying $150 an hour.
An hour. That's what threw me off. He said $150. It would have been like, okay, that's in line, a little bit higher than what the other places told me, like to run the diagnostic, and then they take it off the bill or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
But he was like an hour. Before it was like, we just charged $130 to run the diagnostic, and that'd been it. But he like 150 an hour. Like, so basically it's almost like he was amping it up so he does not
you don't
have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So now I'm just sitting
I'd be outrageous, so he's just gonna go away.
Exactly.
I know that
exactly.
tactic.
So now I'm just sitting here like, yo, I really just want to
sell this car. Front kick you.
I just really just want to get rid of this car and just go back to me leasing. That's why I always lease cars. Like I don't like the whole buying a car and have to deal with all this crap. I really just like leasing a car and just as soon as I have 3 years to get rid of it because they pay for everything except for the oil change.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to like certain mileage and stuff.
Yeah, that's the only bad part about it. And I've gone over a few times.
You just rent a car.
I've gone over a few times.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Rent a car.
Hey,
you can find.
If I was look, swear to God, if I was in DC, I would sell my car and just take the train. Well, I did it for a year. I saved so much. I was saving like $1,000 a month. Like I ain't have to deal with it. I ain't have to deal with the insurance
and the car payment.
And
now your job is too far away from where your spot is now, right?
Yeah.
You can't get the Mart out there.
Nah, I can't do anything. I have to.
Do they even have Mart out that far?
No, they don't. Georgia.
Are they still going to expand it?
They don't want to. They don't. They're scared of black people. Like black person.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're scared. Black people are going to come out here, steal their TV, and they hop on the MARTA train or something like that. Which makes no sense.
Like you can't see somebody with a television.
Like they just want separation. Like black people don't have cars. Like the whole thing is just so stupid, man. Like no logic behind this. Is just
when you go into downtown. It ain't no different.
Yeah, it's just so stupid, man. The whole thing is just stupid. But anyway,
because I know they were supposed to expand it out farther out to here this way.
They were supposed to, but they killed that.
Oh, did they kill it?
They killed it.
No, okay. Because I haven't heard anything in a couple of years about it. When I first got here, they were trying to move it out a little further because I was over on the Gold side, so I was over out in Doraville, so I had to go out to Doraville to go to Duluth, which I was like, that's another 15, 20 minutes. I got to park my car, which is, I mean, it's still better than driving all the way to the airport or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's still like now I got to go to, whatchamacallit, North Springs. For me here, North Springs is the farthest out, the last stop on the red line. So North Springs, but that's still, I got to go get on the 400 and go up 3 or 4 exits and get off on that little spot.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Which is cool that they finally got just the little exit just for the MARTA station, which is dope. But, I was like, man, that's a 20-minute trip to get on a 45-minute train ride when I could technically just get there in 45 minutes if I wanted to drive, but I hate Atlanta driving.
And
oh God,
I can't say that. I can't go around that.
I hate Atlanta driving. Yeah, I hate driving here. It's probably one of the worst.
It's not.
I've been through DC. I didn't live in DC, so I don't know how bad that is on an everyday basis.
It's similar.
It's pretty bad. I know it's pretty bad because I've been through there quite a few times. And LA, but LA, there's so many people, so you can't really, you're on a 6-lane highway with like 900 cars, and you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
You understand.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here.
But Atlanta, man, we're on a 2-lane highway, and there's like 800 cars.
I exactly. That's what I hate. Like, why is it an emergency highway that we have to be on? Why is it this way? I understand.
Because when we built the roads around the mountains, we now have to blow up more mountain lanes.
They didn't build it around them. They built it around people's farms, and they were like, "No, we're not going to do this
because them people ain't giving up that money."
Exactly. So they're like, "Oh no, drive." I'm about to get into a whole about what neighborhood they chose to make these roads that they go through. It is what it is. And so we're out of time right now.
On that note, we back.
So we'll see you next week. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we'll see you next week, the 21st, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, buddy.
Ricky Murray has a fighting only tournament next this Saturday.
That's right.
I knew there was something that we were both connected to.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I know there's something.
Gotta go out.
Congratulations.
All those people.
To all the wonderful engaged people.
And married person.
And
people. I guess people. Married people.
Married people. Nah, newlyweds. Newlyweds. Good stuff. You see the sidekick where they did the sidekicks and touched feet?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. They be doing on the beach and everything. Yeah, that's kind of
for a good little minute.
Yeah, they do that. That's their thing. Showing their karate love. Yeah.
If they bend it like a hook kick and make it a heart. I went there, bro. I had to.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.